Hey everybody, WTR here with, some quick thoughts on San Diego Comic-Con 2011 so far, because the only thing cooler than actually going there and attending in person or watching footage of the event is, of course, listening to me talk about it. At the end of the day, isn't that really what Comic-Con's all about? No, not by a long shot, but nonetheless, some quick thoughts about the whole everything so far. First up, Parallax. Some time ago, I may or may not have discussed what the 14-piece Collect and Connect would look like, but Bleeding Cool some time ago released some images that might have been it. And then, I guess somebody located this thing. So, out of the two, between this really ugly piece of crap and that other really cool one with the really wicked arms and stuff, guess which one they went with? Where is it? Did not plan that very well. Oh, here we go. So yeah, they went with the one I hated, naturally. Now, looking back, and because I didn't actually have one of the packages before this, although I had seen the back of the box, I realized that there's no way it could have been the first one, but maybe it was just stupid optimism on my part that they wouldn't shaft us like this. In case you're wondering why they didn't show the whole figure, it wasn't because they didn't want to spoil the movie. It was because they're complete... So yeah, definitely some brass balls and Mattel there. Because I swear to God, the only reason they would have hidden that thing is because the figure came out looking like this. Nonetheless, I believe you can probably sort of mix and swap the parts there, so you can have like any part coming out from anywhere, possibly. At least I'm hoping that's the case, because if it is, I can still make do. And I really wouldn't have too many problems with it. But I mean, seriously, for a 14-piece Collect and Connect, it just sort of it's mind-boggling that they would give us something that kind of looks like that. But hey, maybe some people out there really like the design. By the way, when it's 14 pieces, I don't know if that technically includes this piece, which supposedly is going to be bundled separately. So they're selling you this thing possibly as just a figure by itself, just due to the size. And then, you're already plopping so much money down to buy everything else in the wave to complete this. So, yeah, I honestly don't know what to think or what to say or whatever, but I did recently pick up 3 figures from it during the Toys R Us sale, and my Target actually had one on clearance for half off, which is funny because I was talking to a store associate and just mentioning the whole sale thing and stuff, and he was going, oh no, it's just misplaced, it's not actually on sale because there's a clearance thing over it. And then, stopped in earlier this week and it was down to half off, so instead of getting it for 30 off, got it half off. Win for me, but it's the only one they had in stock. By the way, that figure was a Rotlop fan, which I already picked up from the Toys R Us sale, so I have to kind of decide whether I'm going to return the Toys R Us one for credit or whatever, or, keep it for the Collect and Connect piece, provided that, these are all interchangeable. But, other news, Masters of the Universe Classics is getting a lot of really cool stuff in 2012. Found these images up on toyark.com, where I actually found the first stuff as well. But first and foremost of the 2012 selection is the Sorceress. Personally a character that I was really waiting to come out. One of my favorite figures from the He-Man line as a kid. Not 100% sure, but probably just the fact that she had a lot of bright colors going on and, wings, which meant she could fly, which is really cool. I mean, when I remember sort of He-Man as a kid, she's probably one of the first 4 figures that kind of comes to mind after He-Man, Skeletor, and Battle Cat. Also, I guess we're finally getting the normal color Evelyn. I guess that head is sort of the 2003 look for the animated series, the one that I never bothered watching, and then there's also a more traditional look down here. I'm hoping that this means that they'll be doing both heads and it'll sort of be interchangeable, which would be really cool. But other than that, really tons and tons of stuff that looks like from the She-Ra cartoons and stuff. They really seem to be stepping up in the female sculpts and stuff. I've noticed that both the DC Universe Classics line and everything have just really sort of gone up by leaps and bounds in how they portray female characters. But coolest by far is definitely the Dragon Dude. Honestly, no clue what the character's name is, but look at it. This is just completely awesome. Really spectacular looking figure. Can't wait to pick him up. So yeah, the Master Universe Classics definitely has a lot of really awesome stuff coming out in 2012. Other news, supposedly this is a mix of DC Universe Classics Wave 20 and some of the online stuff. In case you haven't heard, Matty Collector has opened up their enrollments for their yearly figure subscriptions, and I guess they started doing a DC Club Infinite Earths, and I think these are 3 of the figures that are listed as being part of the club. I'm not sure if they're also getting an offline release, because they're kind of vague on all that. But I mean, included among them is Atrocitus, which I really wish that they had included in the Green Lantern Classics wave, or say the Blackest Night wave they've did, but you know, I'm just really hoping to pick that one up offline if at all possible, because Matty Collector has some pretty crazy high shipping rates at the end of the day. Well, mostly because you can't just, like, when you buy stuff from Amazon you get super savings, then when you get stuff from other sites you're buying a whole bunch, so it's sort of defrays the cost, but in that case, you know, not so much. Otherwise, the actual wave appears to be this modern Green Arrow. Looks amazing. It's also really great looking paint as well. Really can't wait to see him. This Red Arrow also looks decent, although I don't quite like the head sculpt. Obviously they'll probably paint that really exposed joint there. Then also Professor Zoom. Cool. A Dove, which is good for bulking out your Teen Titans lineup or whatever. And the, what was it, Hank Hall Hawk? I can't remember the secret identities for some of these characters I'm not as familiar with. And the Collect and Connect is the Fans' Choice winner Necron, who we all knew was going to win from the very start, which kind of defeated the point of putting him in the poll at all. Unfortunately, those Necron really doesn't live up to expectations. Oh, I heard that they'd possibly be doing him as a Collect and Connect. I figured I'd probably pass on the DC Direct one because it probably just wouldn't be as cool, but in this case the opposite is completely true, because this is just an incredibly bland looking figure. For one thing, the chest sculpt is just so plain, and then, you know, it just doesn't have like as much contours or as much grossness to it as the other one does. Look at that head sculpt. Again, you know, this character should look pretty friggin' scary, but it's just not bringing it. I mean, all across, just sort of disappointing. I don't know whether or not they'll be including his really kick-ass scythe staff. I hope they probably will. I mean, they did do accessories previously with some of the characters like Trigon, so there is hope. I mean, all around, we'll likely pick him up though, especially if, you know, this is basically the wave right here. These are, you know, some pretty solid characters that I would pick up anyway. The one sort of confusing thing is, I know these 5 probably are for Wave 20, but I'm not sure if those 3 are also going to be part of it. The other thing is, for the Club Infinite Earths, you can actually vote on which oversized figure you want to see, which of course includes some of the losers from the previous poll that Necron beat out, including Shaggy Man. And then you have Rocket Red, Black Lantern Swamp Thing, which would probably be kind of cool. And then Metron with his little big chair, his Mobius chair. I don't know, since I'm not technically gonna be joining that club and it's a club exclusive, I mean, you can't just buy it online later. I probably shouldn't have even voted, but I did vote for Shaggy Man. So if he does win and you didn't want him to win, you can feel free to post in here and yell at me. Otherwise, by now I'm sure everybody's seen the I guess, the Wave 1 relaunch of the Marvel Legends figures, but hey, let me talk about this for a second. It does have some surprising selections, not Iron Man, of course, because Iron Man pops up just about everywhere nowadays. Of good buddies Kang. Then also Constrictor, who are villains that I just kind of surprise me when they do pop up, because they're a lot more popular than I would have thought, apparently. Constrictor looks really cool all around, but when you look up close and stuff, just from all the jointiness, kind of don't like that look as much. The Ghost Rider for this just looks really awesome. Really digging this sort of heavily detailed body and stuff, with the flames just popping up everywhere. Not familiar with the look for the character, though. The Build-A-Figure Terrax. Can't say it's a character that I'm like massively a fan of, but hey, really decent looking figure. Then we have the Thor, which is the normal version. The Comic-Con exclusive one, I guess, has like lightning eyes and stuff or something. But I mean, this is a very solid figure. I'm going to be really happy to add him to my ever-growing collection of Thor figures. They do add up pretty quickly. Then we have Hope Summers, who looks like she's got the sort of same female build as a lot of other characters. Oh, right, and also this, shoot, I forgot what the technical name for it, but, you know, Captain America as an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. So, I mean, all around, I mean, there's a lot to be kind of excited for with the Marvel Legends line, but at the same time, I hate saying this, but for me at least, Marvel Universe is just really, really stealing the show. Now, first up, we have this really awesome 2-pack of Mr. Sinister and Gambit. I mean, it's just really retooled Gambit from the X-Men Origins line, but just looks really, really awesome. The Sinister also looks really, really great. They also redid a Hulk. Looks absolutely spectacular, in addition to having as much articulation as the previous World War Hulk did. Just a really, really spectacular looking figure. Can't wait for that. Just look all this stuff in the background there. They're also doing a Kraven, which looks incredible, and even this Wolverine here. I mean, I know I've got a ton of Wolverines, but I kind of want to pick up this astonishing Wolverine in addition to all of them. I never thought I'd be saying that the Marvel Universe would really sort of outshine Legends for me, but they just seem to be coming out with so much amazing stuff that, you know, it's shocking. But yeah, definitely a lot of really cool stuff down the pipeline. Actually, I'll just probably wrap this video up right now. Big things are, I'm hoping to get more details on that whole parallax thing, just to figure out if you can sort of customize, and then, you know, just confirmations on a lot of these items, because some of those ones, like the Masters, just seem too crazy to be true. But yeah, you know, the big panels and stuff, I guess, are actually taking place on Saturday, aka tomorrow, so, you know, probably we'll get some really cool news. But until next time, folks,